Good morning from Toronto, Ontario. It is a gorgeous November day here, and I am thrilled to be with you this morning. I have two fantastic women with me today as our guests, and both of them are Canadian. Both of them have done beautiful things with their lives, and I am very excited to share their stories with you today. The first lady we're going to be talking to, her name is Nadja Piatka. Talk about, well, she was on the Oprah show, and Oprah was impressed. This is an impressive story, and I can't wait to share it with you. After Nadja, we are then going to go to a woman who has created an iconic tune that women across the globe have connected to, are moved by, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Amy Sky, and we'll talk with Amy Sky and about her music and her work as she has matured in her life. Anyway, let's say hello to Nadja Piatka. Welcome, Nadja.
Thank you, thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah. It was quite the story. Let's go right back to the beginning. There you are, this blonde mom, minding her own business. What happened?
And Oprah calls?
Yeah, right, Oprah called. Oprah knocked on her door. No, she didn't.
No, it's funny, people always say, how do you get on the Oprah show? And you don't call them, they call you. So, but when they did, I thought that my friends were playing a trick on me.
For real?
Yeah, because they had, I had, of course, wanted to be on the show, and I put it in my goals and carried it in my wallet, and really in my heart felt it was going to happen. But you know, when it does, it's like, oh my God, it's happening. And I thought one of my girlfriends was calling, pretending to be a producer from the show, but then the call display said Harpo, and I thought, gee, she's good.
How did she
do that? So yeah, so they had tried my brownies at the Subway and liked them, and then went to the back and looked at the box, and it said Nadja Foods, and contacted me, and loved the story about being a
well, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, being a single mother. Yeah, being a single mother, and couldn't find work. And it's funny, these days, you know, there seems to be more and more of that happening, people in a situation where they're trying to find, you know, employment. Back then, I really felt, it's funny, when you're going through something, you feel you're the only one in the world that's having this problem, and it's such a solitary thing, and it's very scary. And I had, you know, I was, you know, I tell my story, and I love to stand up in front of audiences and give motivational talks on what happens in life, when things happen to you in life, how can you rise above it? How can you get through it? How can you survive it? And how can you come out better at the other end? And sometimes things happen to you, and you think, why is this happening to me? Why? You know, am I going through this? And it's always because I believe now that you're being put on a better path in your life, and sometimes, you know, you don't go willingly because you want to stay in that comfort zone, sometimes even in the comfort zone of misery. Yes. You know, but now
I say all the time, sometimes people choose to be miserable.
Yeah, and well, they're sometimes afraid of what's out there, what else is out there, and sometimes you're kind of spit out into another place. But I am much happier now than I was, you know, back then when I was in that, you know, sad comfort zone, you know, of my life. And I was married, you know, for just about 20 years, and one day my husband came home and said he'd met someone else, and he was moving out, and we'd gone through a financial crash. You know, everything changed in our lives. I was left with the two kids. I had lost the big beautiful house, the fabulous cars, couldn't find work because I had pretty well been a stay-at-home mom. I was helping my husband, Max, in his dental offices. But I wasn't working on my career at all, because really I was, you know, not thinking that one day I would ever have to worry about that.
And you were doing important work, raising children. I was
doing important work, yes, yes. And all of a sudden I found that I was not hireable, you know, and it was amazing, because I talk about sending out all these resumes, and of course I was so outdated. I was a teacher by trade, and I was so outdated. I mean, for 20 years I hadn't done anything in that relation, hadn't taken any courses. I didn't even know how to turn on a computer.
What year is this?
This was, we're talking about 18 years ago. Okay. Yeah, and you know, technology was coming. I totally missed that whole technology curve. and here I am going out for interviews going, I like pick me. Yeah, pick me. And what was really, I mean, it's funny now. It wasn't funny then, but my self-esteem was really, really low. I mean, lose all my money, lose the big house. With that, you lose some friends. I call it thinning the herd.
Yes. Yes.
Husband, find someone, I guess, a better model or whatever, and I can't find work. And I sent out all these resumes. I didn't get one answer but one. Mm-hmm. And it was something I was totally not really, in a position to take, but I went because it was an interview, and I thought, oh my God, and I thought, oh, I got an interview. Oh, please, Lord, let me get this interview. And I remember, of course, I failed it miserably, and I suggest a tip when you're, for people that are listening, when you're being interviewed for a job, do not cry.
Oh, Nadja. Good tip. Write
that one down.
Don't
There's
cry
more.
in
Stay tuned.
interview.
There's more. But it was, and I came home and I realized the only one who was going to hire me was me. And it was scary.
What do you write down, Nadja? What did you write down then?
Well, I wrote down. I didn't think of it writing anything down until the day that everything sort of changed in my life. The bill collector came to my door, and he had come before, but I used to hide under the table till he went away. So we're survivors, right? You know what to do.
Everybody's hidden under the table. It's classic.
Yeah, it happens.
Tip number 2: hide under the table.
Hide under the table. The bill collector will go away. They do walk around, look in your windows, write down licenses of any cars that are in the drive. I mean anything. And then they finally go when they realize no one's home. That's the trick. Make sure they think no one's home. Of course, the day that he came, one of the days he came, it was at lunch hour, and my daughter Veronica was home from school, and I made her hide under the table with me. Now that changed everything. It wasn't funny anymore. It wasn't, not that it was funny before, but you can kind of like, in your own misery kind of go through what you have to. But the day I made her hide under the table with me and made her, we were on the floor, nose to nose, on her hands and knees, and she's going, Mommy, I'm going to be late for school. And I'm saying, no, you can't get up. He's going to see us. He's going to see us. That was pretty humiliating, not even past embarrassing, humiliating. And it's funny, then I said, you know what, I have to do something. I have to do something, and I have to take care of myself and my kids. And even though the world is kind of closing doors on me, I have to find a way, and I did.
What was it?
Well, I remember, you grasp at things, and I remember reading, you should write goals down. I thought, okay, goal, and so I thought, okay, I can do that. And the closest thing to me was pantyhose liner. When you buy pantyhose, and
that paper thing?
The paper inside the cardboard. I wrote goals down on that, and I wrote down the craziest, loftiest goals, and every one except one came true in a year.
In 1 year? In
1 year.
Lofty, crazy goals came true.
Having a national business, being a bestseller author, having a newspaper column, being an international speaker, having a TV show, and the last one was bringing value to people's lives.
And paying my bills every month. And
paying value, yes, that came with the goals
all the
coming true, yes, and that in a year.
What was your vehicle to create all that success?
Starting to get off the floor, do it, and not be limited by the fact that I didn't have money. I thought, okay, there's a way I'm going to do this. So I started baking in my kitchen, waking up in the wee hours of the morning, baking muffins and brownies and coffee cakes, and delivering them to coffee shops in Alberta, Canada, where I lived in Edmonton, Alberta, and they were selling off the shelves. Expand, started outsource out to a bakery. It's a detailed story. It's a story. It's a journey, but it's every step led to success, though a lot of mistakes, happen. So I don't want people to think it just happens. I just woke up and said, okay, now I'm going to be successful. It was things, and so fortunately, there's a book being written by Nan O'Brien, which is my biography, and it kind of goes through, the story. But it is a story that I feel needs to be told. I need to tell it because there are so many people that find themselves in situations they think, you know what, it's helpless and it's hopeless. And in my situation, I was broke. And it wasn't that I was smarter than everyone else watching. I'm not. I had to repeat grade 10. So it wasn't I was this person that could just run a business and do the things. But so I had all these things going against me. But it was I think when you just make this unshakable belief, the determination, this focus, this desire, this decision that you're going to do it, look out.
Nadja, I say all the time that it is a choice in everything. I mean, unless you have physical or mental obstacles to getting where you need to be, it really is a choice, and you chose, that's it. Yeah. I will stand up, and you didn't have the physical, you didn't have the mental as obstacles, and off you went. Yeah. And a year later, it was a brownie, right?
My first product went into McDonald's Canada, was the cranberry orange Fatwise muffin. I sold that part of the business to Quaker years later. Now we do for Subway in Canada and the U.S. Store optional product. They're healthy brownies. We also, and if they're not in your Subway, ask for them. We do for grocery stores in Canada and the U.S. Right now we're in Save-On Foods, Overweighty, some other stores. We do cookies with vegetables in them, which they taste delicious, and they're all natural, which I really believe that food is a responsibility, and you have to make sure that you're providing something that you would feed your family. And I think that's why I love women in business and cookie business and food business, because they're really cooking like they would cook for their family.
What a great way to sneak vegetables into the diet.
Yeah, which is, it's been done before, but we're doing it and marketing it and getting it out there. We're also got into a line of gluten-free products, macaroons, which are, gluten-free is a big thing right now. So that's important to kind of offer food that people are looking for and people need, and I get very excited about it. I really do. There's all kinds of great products that we sell. They're on our website, but to me, our motto is supplying food is a privilege, and I think every food manufacturer could think about that motto. Yeah.
Well, Beautiful Lives is all about, yes, let's hear how a regular mom turned circumstances around and went from literally rags to millions. So what'd you do with it all? I understand, and I know well, you are associated with or founded Ultimate Girls Getaway.
Right.
Tell me about this.
That's a wonderful hobby business that I started, and because it was just something that was fun, it was different than what I was doing in the food business. And I think you can have more than one dream. Sometimes people think, well, I can only do this thing, but I really believe in transferable skills, and if you can do this, you can do that. And so the Ultimate Girls Getaway was just a fun thing to do. The gals get away, have fun. I was single for 10 years, so I thought, there's a lot of times I couldn't go, you had to find someone to go away with, and if you couldn't get someone to go away with you, a girlfriend, you didn't want to go because, you're going to go by yourself to a hotel and sit in your room or go shopping. So I thought I can put together an event for women where they can come, empower themselves, have fun, learn, walk away a better mom, friend, worker, career woman, just after this weekend of total indulgence for themselves, and also help to sponsor women survivors of war. And that was just a great way to give back in such a fun way. It just shows you women can do great things even when they're having fun. And so because my mother was a woman survivor of war, and now there are so many women. It's a great organization called womenforwomen.org. They've been on Oprah quite a few times, and they are women that have been raped, lost their families in countries all over the world, and we are able to sponsor them. And so we sponsor them for an entire year, pay for their food, their lodging, medical care, and provide
Fantastic.
a small business loan if they want to start a business. And now we've sponsored 15 women. And we have the next Girls Getaway coming up in May at Chateau Montebello, and we're going to sponsor more. So it's a fun thing to do.
So let me get this straight. I sign up for this weekend at ultimategirlsgetaway.com, and I go away, have fun, hang out with other women, learn, laugh, and part of our whatever a percentage goes to supporting women of war.
Yes,
That's victims of war.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's something that it's growing because it's good. And I think, and women come, they have a good time, they bring a friend, and then we continue to do more good. But it's so wonderful when I get to know women, and I got to know you because you came to the Ultimate Girls Getaway, and you were awesome. You did our wonderful.
See, I was at the Ultimate Girls Getaway.
Yes, that's how we met. And
that's how we met.
And that's how so many women get together and meet when they come to things like that. I really feel women have to get out there and network and get together and find support from each other. You know, it's very easy to become very isolated as a woman in your home or, you know, even in your job, but this kind of gets you out there. So yeah, so we have a great old time, and there's a bus that leaves from Toronto. The party starts on the bus.
And what happens in Montebello
stays in Montebello. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So it makes life fun.
Nadja, I love interviewing people who are making a difference, who are an inspiration, and who are using their natural gifts to impact other people's lives. I am honored and thrilled that you agreed to come to the show and share your story, and that other women watch this, share this YouTube video with other people, other women who need to hear anything is possible. And she had $10 or $100, failed grade 10, and is a millionaire.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. If I can do it, you can do it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and I will be back with the phenomenal woman, Amy Sky. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you. Hope I didn't.
Lives, Liz McCallum.